Welcome, audiences of Theater B. I'm John Michaels Liseth, the Artistic Director of Theater B, and I am here with Jean Wilhelmi, who is directing Theater B's next production, Birds of North America. And we are going to talk about casting.
I love casting.
Why? What do you love about casting?
I love auditions. I think that they just jump you off into the possibilities of the play.
Yeah.
And I love to see all the different takes on them. And casting to me is, I don't know. I feel like I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
If I'm okay to say that.
Absolutely. Please do.
I've had a lot of really fun times with people who maybe didn't get cast in the role they thought they were going to get.
Sure.
And then he said, "But how did she know that this is the role I should have?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jean, what's something you look for in every actor that you want to cast?
I think primarily an openness.
Yeah.
And a willingness to try things. I like somebody who's confident, but is also not just clinging to their own ideas constantly, but is ready to be creative.
Yeah.
And to go forward.
Yeah, that's lovely. So a balance of both being present but also open, like fully there,
yes,
doing something,
yes,
and also open to changing.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
So there are two characters in Birds of North America, only two.
Yes.
What is it about these characters that when you first read the play made you want to direct it?
Well, it's a father and his adult daughter and their relationship over about 10 years time. And a lot of things change over that time. The daughter is dating, and then she gets married, and then she gets divorced, and different things happen. And we meet them every year as they're getting together to do their annual bird watching.
Yeah.
Or birding, I'm supposed to say.
Yes.
That's correct, birding. Yeah. And so I just find it fascinating that they can be in the same place and doing the same thing, and yet things are completely different because of time.
Sure. And with that character of John, who's the father,
right?
When you headed into auditions, what were some characteristics that you thought were essential to that role?
Well, it needs to be a strong character. John, well, there's only two characters, and so each person has a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. That's
one thing I want to make clear.
Yeah.
But John has to be someone who is a bit introverted. He talks a lot about really technical things, very, very intelligent. But he has to make that accessible to the audience.
Yeah.
And to his daughter. And I think the script does a really good job of that.
Yeah.
But so you need to be able to kind of give the audience a clue as to what you're thinking when you're John, because he talks more about technical things than he does about feelings.
Sure.
So you're kind of reading his feelings in his actions and his facial expressions and those sorts of things. And I think, it's important to have an actor who's willing to put themselves out there like that.
Yeah, nice. So somebody who can bring along their emotional life and have strong points of view about it, because otherwise it just becomes kind of flat, dry maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went into this casting process with neither of the roles was pre-cast.
Right.
Ironically, you ended up casting two ensemble members from Theater B. You ended up casting Scott Ecker in the role of John. What did you see in Scott in the audition process that really caused you to sit up and take notice?
Well, we had a really great turnout for auditions, as you know.
Yeah.
And when Scott read for the part, he found some humor in it that I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And then when he read with somebody different, because usually you'd have, the actors read with different people to get more of a sense of them. And every time he read with somebody different, he played it a little different, even if it was the same scene, because he played off of that other person, and he adapted and was very creative, I thought. And it just kind of made me look at him like, okay, this is interesting. This is somebody who really, who's really focused and listening and creative.
Cool. That's really a great gift, isn't it? To be able to be both focused and also super adaptable,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because sometimes those don't necessarily come together.
Exactly.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you are now ending your first week of rehearsals. Let's share some appreciation about Scott. What's one thing that you love about Scott Ecker in the rehearsal room?
Oh, Scott comes prepared to
Yeah.
rehearsal. Anything that's in the script that he has to say or talk about, he's researched it.
Sure.
He knows what he's talking about because he's gone and looked to find out what exactly this kind of, he has to talk about the heating system in the house. And I know he doesn't really know anything about that, but boy, you think he did.
Nice.
And then he came in, with a lot of the play already memorized, that's a big hurdle to get past for an
Right.
actor. So it's really great. And
So
then
able to do all that
open-
preparation in terms of
Right.
homework so that he's ready to play.
Exactly.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Wonderful. Well, thanks for this conversation,
Sure.
Jean. You've given us an opportunity to learn something about Birds of North America, about the character of John, as played by Theater B ensemble member Scott Ecker. And a little plug for the show. It opens February 21st, runs through March 9th, and you can reserve your tickets at theaterb.org. Thank you.